Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to another instance of teamfortress.tv. It's your boy, TurboTabs. I'm joined with War on a Wednesday, no less. Thursday. No, it's not even Thursday. It's a Tuesday. I got there eventually. I only had to take out half of the week. Anywho, what I'm trying to say is, on a little warm-up 2-hour Wednesday grand final of Prem, we're going to have a little bit of an open taster session. With it's not quite open, it's not quite high, but it is a bit low. A little bit of low TF2 for you from the low tier of ETF2L season 27. This is the grand final against Francesco Totti's fan club versus... Oh man, I need to pull this name up actually. Pooper Scooper Super Troopers. These teams are champions of their own tier, and they're going to be facing up tonight in a best of 3 to decide who takes the whole marbles. A war. Are you excited?
Yeah.
See, I knew that these young, impressionable TF2 players are going to cherish this moment, so I thought I would get the most hype TF2 caster around right now, or the one that said that he was available on a Tuesday, but still, I didn't want to waste a war opportunity.
I regret my decision.
Not just a little bit excited. There must be some names you recognise here, War.
I don't get excited for anything. I recognise only one name because they're the only person that's got their real name, which is Nasboy.
Oh man,
because he's played Pugs, and he's okay. He's all right.
The fact that he's okay.
Well, I didn't think he was low. I thought he would be better than low. So I don't know what that means. Yeah, maybe.
Well, they must have heard our voices on the stream and they realised it's time to go. Oh, not time to go quite yet. They paused. They paused things for just a mere moment. Even
they
typing out
meme in chat, but without a capital J because that wouldn't show up in Twitch chat.
They're really enjoying being the puppet masters of the casters, but the joke's on them, War, because I don't know any of their names, and I'm going to have to use in-game Team Fortress names to just hope that they're using the right names.
That's alright, it's their own legacy that they're ruining, you know? Because,
Poor Broly.
Yeah, we won't... Is he even playing? Probably not, because he hasn't got his real name.
This Hugo guy, though, I'm sure he's just as good.
Maybe.
Or maybe a sec. I have no clue. This is why we need a flex class alone just to figure out who all the players are. Just one of each. Highland have never had these issues. Anyway, so
I don't know any of the Italians, apart from Avix, I think. Has he got Tony Blair as his avatar?
I have no clue. My HUD doesn't even support avatars.
I'm gonna look.
That would be a waste of computing technology. Alright, it looks like we're actually getting into the swing of things now. So if you're just joining us, this is season 27, the low tier grand finals. It's time to go, War. What's going to happen on this mid? Is there anything you're looking out for?
I'm just looking out to see who can play TF2 the best. You know, that's the most important thing. Everybody on the mid at the moment is just all bunched up into the red choke. We've got a failed jump from Drakey, but he somehow is able to take out Admiral. So it's the, is it the Pooper Scooper Super Troopers, or is it the Super Trooper Pooper Scooper?
Oh man, I honestly don't know if you keep saying all these different names in such quick succession, but it seems they will draw this fight out long enough that they will kind of slowly bleed out the Italians over on... I need to look at the name again. Francesco Totti's. I can't say these names over and over again. Francesco's.
It's the footballer.
I'm not good at the foosball.
Oh my goodness.
I'm sorry, War. But they're pretty. It seems the fan club is pretty good at.
Just call them Totti's fan club. That would probably be better.
All right. I'm sorry, everybody who's cringing out there.
But you have to pronounce the Pooper Scooper Super Troopers' full name.
Where's my whiteboard when you need it? Anywho, the Pooper Scooper Super Troopers have claimed the mid, and they're just holding on to it right now. There's even Ubers a piece between both of these teams. and they're going to be looking towards these roamers to be making the big plays. And Hugo, he's having a bit of a prod at
There
the
is a
choke.
scout that is behind on mid though, for the Italians. He has been spotted by the Risen Uber Force from the Super Troopers.
Well, while you were saying all that, Hugo tried to kind of go for a massive bomb into the medic, but by that time he actually already popped in, and so is the rest of his team. Everyone's kind of scattered to the four winds, and they will kind of enter in one by one. They will find the cleanup, and it will actually be Zephyr on the medic who will actually find that scout kill, and from here all these bleeding players will no doubt lead into the second capture for the Totti's fan club.
I believe as well that the Italians don't have their full roster here. From what I recall, there was a possibility of multiple mercs.
Alright.
Whether or not that is, I believe they were, like, there was quite a few that weren't available to play. So I think they've got 2 mercs. I'm going to guess it's Zephyr because he's got a Swedish flag in his name. And PSK.
So what you're saying is, I think even the Pooper Scooper Super Troopers were expected to win this outright, even against both full teams. So if they lose this, it would be quite the throw of the, well, the low tier, not quite the Sentry, but they will find the pick off onto Sec, but that's probably a Roma just doing Roma things, so not the worst thing to happen. And they do have a Sentry gun to deal with, and they will actually take it out in quick succession. I'm very impressed that they took that out as quickly as they did, so maybe think about making this push in now. They will push in, and Seku's just respawn off the back of that. They will counter with their own Uber. Luki, though, he's trying to find somebody to pop onto it. Admiral will still manage to survive during all that. Oh, actually, he created after that little point out from me, so they do have some players on the high ground over from the Italian Stallions, but they will get cleaned up despite the high ground, and Zephyr will keep himself alive, but he's not currently healing anybody, so he's a little bit behind on the Uber advantage right now. So the Pooper Scooper Super Troopers are going to claim the second off the back of that.
Yeah, it's I was going to say something, but I forgot.
You are our caster of the season, War. How can you be speechless in a time like this? This is
I am just
people's
blown
lives
back
and dreams here.
Because I'm above this, okay? I was a caster off last season, and I'm casting low teams.
Right. You said you can only do the Tuesday, you couldn't do the Wednesday.
I could do the Wednesday.
Well, you did not on Poly. You didn't say that.
I did.
Well, you're here now. You're in the low tier with the rest of us low tier casters.
Give me a moment, I'm gonna fucking find this out now. Where's my agent?
Get the agent onto the phone or negotiate. Alright, so they've got the Uber charge on both of these teams, but they're a bit sheepish about making any plays right now. They don't really want to force, it seems. They just want to see if any of these teams will make a mistake right now. Hugo's
this is reminiscent of the Lolly Squad versus the Frenchies high game, where it went on for too long. Well,
this is just a slower tactical game at this point. They're just scared about making these mistakes, and it is the first map. You know, you can gain a lot of momentum, a lot of almost like willpower.
Oh, I know. Yeah, I know what I was going to say. Lurky, I know him.
Where do you know him from?
He comes into my Twitch chat regularly. That's it.
Do you not know much about his TF2 prowess?
No, I didn't know if you played Medic or not.
Well, I guess you get to know more about the man today.
Yeah.
Seems there's a very low scoring game so far between both of these teams. They're just showing a tremendous amount of respect to each other.
Yeah, both Demomen aren't using the standard loadout. I mean, Psk is using the lock and load, which means that anything he hits is null and void, and Nas is using the loose cannon.
Oh, they might get a pick off on this choke area here. Oh no, the soldier will be buffed and rocket jump out of that scenario, and they don't really want to punish it over on the side of Pooper Scoopers, so they'll just let them roll out for one. That actually looks like they've sent Admiral all the way back to spawn, and he will respawn back as Spy.
Cheeky.
I mean, nobody's going to expect the long con spy.
I mean, I would have thought the Italians would be a lot more aggressive, considering that they're very good at pastoring, but they've opted not to. We're watching this Spee. The Spee is uncloaked. He's disguised as an enemy scout. It has
He's got a buff.
Yeah, he received a little bit of healing from the medic. He's walked straight into a scout. He's now going in low in valley. He's going to get out his ambassador. Unfortunately, he's not going to be the ambassador for the Italians. He's dead. There should be a choke push from the Italians. They're going to send a Roman in to try and get in on force. The force has happened. That is a bitch pop from Lurky. I'm going to tag him as that in my Twitch chat now. We've got Hugo Slays. He does get the counter pop as well, but the medic is a little bit high and dry, but Icy Panda's with him as well, so he's going to be able to hopefully get out on Stone Bridge. There is going to be aggression from Nuno on balcony, so there's going to be... Ooh, Sek is incredibly low. Is he going to get caught out by Simon? That's not a very Italian name.
Well, they still want
Simon.
Yeah, they still want to hold on to the Spire, and they're still blading players here and there. Some big damage coming in from Nuno, and only Simon's there to really clean it up. It's very fragmented on both of these sides right now. But Nice Boy is fighting up against a demo by himself. No medic quite like Pisk has in his back pocket, so they will finally start getting some cap time on this second point. Drakey's taking care of that, and Pisk is looking at these doors to keep them locked down. But over on Pooper Scooper Troopers, they're just going to lick the wounds, start building that overcharge ready for the last defense, but I don't think they're going to have it in time by time Zephyr gets his. So
they do have a pyro, so you know they have got the pyro sitting on the wall, getting ready to press and hold the mouse 2 button to thwart any aggression. They have the Putis as well. They're pretty good in last.
The pyro's falling down.
You have Hugo Slays who's sitting above the lamp, so they have everything that they could possibly need to pull off a really cheesy defense. They're going to be Ubering through the top right now. The Pyro's doing a lot of work. He has now been taken down by Psk. Icy Pan, he's had to go back into spawn and go around. Hugo Slays jumps down from the point limit too early, goes up and down again. It's like a little pogo stick. He's going to be able to get maybe a frag on a Doom Man. He's incredibly wicked. He does get panned. Well, he was going to get panned, but he gets taken out. Or bottled. He doesn't have a pan.
It's very charming to watch these sort of games, War. I mean, after a while, you kind of watch
Speak
so
for
much
yourself, please.
You watch so much TF2, and you kind of break things down into almost a formula or a dance in a way that you expect certain steps, but you kind of see them breaking the usual walls here. And as you can see, Pisk actually just took the fight straight to them and just ran onto the point himself, trying to just bottle people down instead of just clearing the point. But it worked in the end. They got the first round on the board, and nice aggression on this mid coming out from the Pooper Scooper Troopers, but they seem to just get demolished by all the airshot fire, and the scouts and soldiers alike are doing work, and 2 scouts left on this mid is always going to be bad news for the enemy team. They did have their own couple of scouts, but they just got ganged up by these the extra man advantage over on the Totti fan club. So with that, they've got another mid in their back pocket, and it looks like Nuno wants to kind of poke forward, get some cheeky cap time.
Hair shot. Oh, it was close. That was going to be... That singed some hairs. I could see. That flew past his ear. Maybe clipped a bit of flesh off it.
Spent enough time on MGE, sadly. Nobody got the air shot, but...
Oh, there's an awkward Doorman fight and choke. Pisk does serve the grenade to get himself out of there. He's using the quickie bombs and the lock and load. Quickie bombs are right. Lock and load basically means that he's a cretin and he should be banned.
And this is a lot of prejudice, War.
Well, he should not be acknowledged as a Doorman for being such a blight in the class.
It's a weapon too, you know. Don't hate the player, hate the game.
I will hate both. Anyway, there's a solid that kind of go in. He gets caught on the wall, on the invisible wall with the edge. Is it the edge bugs, or is it like a clipping bug? To stop himself from taking loads of full damage. Nuno does take the Uber in. Nasboy is incredibly low. He does unfortunately die to full damage. Was a little bit of kiting from him. We've got Admirable from the Pooper Scooper Super Troopers. He's possibly going to be able to take out Soldier. He does. He's going to be able to take out Simon. No, the Italian man, Simon.
Yeah, it looks like Nuno just had a wonderful bomb there. I'm not sure if he got healed halfway in the air by by a nice crossbow from Zephyr. I'd imagine that name is called. But it made his bomb just that little extra oomph where it just spends so much time on Pooper Scooper Troopers to actually take him down, and then it just allowed Drakey to just come in, lay down the damage with that last part of the Uber, and kind of clean up the fight from there.
Yeah, I heard that the Pooper Scooper Super Troopers were going to be the, the team to beat. They were the strong team, but it looks like they are the weak team.
I mean, keep in mind this is a best of 3, so maybe the map has just favoured this Italian team because it is their favourite map after all. So they will get some scout pressure immediately on point as they popped in, and they had to actually commit the Uber to just block that point, and the scout even gets out to tell the tale as well. What a play coming out from Avex there. So they've got all these players on the floor now and so much cap time, they can probably abuse this. They do have Pisk up, and Pisk wants to get aggressive, but it looks like he's the only one that wants to get aggressive on his team, and he will go down to an aggressive Icy Pan. So back to the drawing board for the Totti fan club.
Yeah, there was they left some. Yeah, they have left some on last seconds sitting above the point on the lamp. They do manage to, as they're trying to push out. Admiral moves up forward, gets 2 frags. Nuno and Navex.
Admiral, go for it.
Yeah, this is the real Admirable.
Admirable. Wish he had the powers of Admiral right now, but he's still going forwards. He doesn't want to cap for any team right now, and I think he should. He's taken out the major danger classes in his wings, and Pisk isn't really going to be a contestant for him in these sort of 1v1 matchups. So he was trying to set up a trap right now, Pisk, but he might get caught out here, and he will actually dedicate, spend his trap just to get out.
Simon, he's gone sniper. Admiral is on him. Takes him out.
Just seems...
Lucky was sitting in choke, just staying really far back, so he didn't want to peek that. Wise choice. There's going to be... Steven Uber's not fully got advantage.
I guess everybody's nice and warmed up now. The scouts are starting to hit the shots and really lay waste to some of Totti fan club's defences, but it's their turn now to defend the last point. And instead of going for the tried and true sentry gun, they're going for the heavy weapons guy wall. They're bringing up some Natasha.
That's a bit dirty, that is.
Once upon a time, I'm not sure if you can remember, but used to be allowed to have 2 heavies with 2 Natashas, and the Natashas were even worse than they were now.
Yeah, that was like when the slow, there was like no fall off in the slow, was it?
Yeah, so it was like, literally being shot by a tractor beam.
Yeah, like the slow would. I think now there's this fall off on the slow, so if you're far away, it will affect you less. Whereas it used to be from any range, so all the way across from the other side of the map, if you took 3 damage from that Natasha, that's it, you're going to be crawling.
When I was just a budding low player myself, I was just constantly just grit my teeth like, how did I deal with these double Natasha heavies on last, and high teams would constantly tell me, oh, it's dead easy to deal with double heavy and stuff like that, but looking back on it, I still don't know how you would deal with that.
I think that was when players were good though, so...
Right, so you just had to style on them, gotcha.
No, well, I think it's just because they had heavies, it was kind of easy to just focus the heavies. You know, they can't really move, so I think it was actually... I don't even think 2 heavies now would really work so well anyway. Anyway, there's a stalemate, some slow or low down on the game. The teams are sort of maybe... just having a little think about what they want to do or what they want for dinner. So
let's talk more about this heavy choice. So a lot of teams now just seem to opt for the engineer as opposed to the heavy. Is there any major advantages that running a heavy over an engineer would bring?
A heavy I would always prefer if there is an immediate threat of pushing from the enemy team. If there isn't, then I'd say and always favour an engineer, because the engineer can just swap out 2 heavy anyway. Like, you kind of get, double the value if you have a sentry. If you have essentially a 7th player on last, and then you can just sit and spawn when it gets destroyed, because they're gonna Uber for the sentry to take it out most of the time. As soon as they Uber, you could just move back into spawn, wait for it to be destroyed, and then go out as heavy. So I think it's always better, providing you have the time. But I don't know why they're not running a sentry right now. Oh. Nas boy! Gets taken out by a sniper there because he was peeking through main. I believe there's a spy. Yep, Seka's gun spy. He has been spotted behind the point.
They're trying the best of firing him though, but he's proving very difficult. He might actually get out of this way. There we go. He finally will get cleaned up by Simon. And with 2 players down, including the aforementioned boy earlier going down, they could probably push out from here. And it looks like they're holding the ground still. Lukey is holding on to that Uber for such a long time. Will finally pop it off. Hugo can't really feel the full ramifications of it because you've got that goddamn loose cannon just pushing him away.
Yeah, the not a strong pop. There wasn't enough artillery there to push out. Well, the Derman is trying to push through, drop down. It does force Lurky out onto Stone Bridge, so again he's actually buying some space, but whilst that is happening, there are 2 frags on the flank. There is, however, Drakey, who is above on the lamp. He is just sitting there, so he hasn't had to fall down just yet. If these low blade gamers, are they going to be able to thwart it? Yep, that'll do it.
Well, that was so disjointed. It seemed War. I mean, some players wanted to push out, some players really wanted to defend, some players were rushing back to the last point, some players were still fighting. I think it's a bit of communication up in the air and the over on the Totti flank, possibly, but they will abuse that over on the Pooper Scooper Troopers, and maybe they're starting to show their true colours here as they were the favourite to win this, but alas, we are into our 3rd mid of the game so far. We see a big jump coming in from Hugo, providing a little bit of room to his team, and it allows them to kind of rush on over now, and now that they've taken out the front line, they can go and deal with that back line and clean up that pesky Drakey who is kind of peppering them from the back. They do keep Zephyr alive over on the side of Totti Fan Club though, so maybe it's not quite a round lost yet for the Italians.
Oh,
okay.
Goes in for the flank through, drop down, takes out Zephyr, so that is going to be a full Uber advantage for Pooper Scooper Super Troopers. It looks like they're going to be... Oh, no, they looked like it was going to go for a bottom right push, but they're going to go in from the top left. I believe it's going to be Nas leading the way. No, it's going to be a scout going in first. There is a level 1 sentry. They're going to be able to take out that big boy straight away. They do. There is not much present on the point. The stickers have been dead, so they're going to get a scout onto it at the moment. Time to win the point. The Solly's dropped down for it as well, but he's almost half HP. There is Sek, who's going to be coming in from bottom right. Is he going to be able to create some plays? He's making some space. He's getting onto the point. Nas is there to support him. He's getting some frags. It's just 2 gamers alive now, so it's going to be 2v2. The Gunner's Born's going to be coming in 1 second. Oh my goodness, Nas, what are you doing? Is he going to... Oh. Never mind.
Man, he really wanted that point for some reason. He was gravitated towards it. He's like, I need to lay down my life. Probably hear Lukey from here. He's like, please, Nice, come back. Don't die, and he's like, no, I have to, despite having 0 ammo loaded for that initial fight they wanted to take. They will defend the second point, however, just by crushing Nunu, who's decided to push out from the lower door. Not really the most advisable place to push.
That last push was a bit bad. We didn't really have enough pressure or enough gamers on the point, and that Solly that was doing nothing somehow managed to do a lot. But never mind.
There's pieces of a good push there. They just need to sync them up a little bit better. They're getting the scout on point. They're getting the Demoman to pressure the point eventually. But if they just can get it a little bit better, as they will drop Nice Boy.
This is a questionable point pop right now, because they're kind of like just scattered around everywhere. They do just go for a solo Uber on the top. So yeah, this is pretty garbo, if I'm honest, because I don't think Lurky was pressured to Uber then. They just sort of popped because they popped.
Yeah, the typical pitfall of a low team. You've usually in these fights so much that you just see the same scenarios running in your head. You see another Ruber, it's like, well, I have to Ruber. That's what happens most of the time. So they will pop it off, and they're trying to pepper down this medic, and he is sat on like a very low amount of HP. He probably will go down eventually, or he just gets out by the kind of nipple hairs away. But they have dedicated a lot of players. They've done actually a good job of just equaling out these sorts of fights here, and Drakey's still caught behind, and he's probably going to get a nice bomb onto Lukey, but Lukey gets a nice little surf, but he will crater in the end. Oh, bad news bears for Lukey there. I think he would have actually survived if he just hit the higher ground, but
Hugo, he's going to go in for the flank. He's going to jump onto the medic. He does get the rocket straight into his face and does collect the second one that is able to pick up the frag. And he is still alive. Oh, he juked that soldier.
Oh, he didn't juke the pipe though.
Fat juked. Yeah. They deal with spy, so Admiral's gone spy, even though... Oh, wow, he gets this backstab on the Derman, so I guess that pick is worth.
Yeah, nice little trade. That does mean they can't lock down these doors on the side of Totti Fan Club. So... with that, they will decide to retreat, and maybe they can even make a push here over on Pooper Scooper Troopers, but they don't dare risk it.
Drakey's going to go in as well, so they're going to try and get onto Lurky. Lurky's just surfed that first rocket away. Both soldiers have been taken down, so it looks like everybody's going to try and get onto the medic, even though it's not exactly the most important thing, so they don't have a massive advantage. But never mind, they do feed 3 players to go for something. What that thing was, nobody will know apart from them. But I'd imagine they were trying to go for the medic.
So, yeah, it looks like they went for the medic, and then they realised that some of the, I guess, the missed fire or the crossfire hit some other players. Some scouts over on the side of Totti Fan Club decided to dedicate in, thinking like, free kill. But all that's done in the grand scheme of things is just made a trade and allowed them to keep snowballing into that second point. And maybe even the last point now, is they do have the 100% advantage, but they won't have it for long if they need to get on their bikes and go. They haven't got the Uber advantage, and there we go. They will finally pop off, and however, Zephyr has built his in time, and the Pyro has sort of made things a bit messy here.
Admiral, again, he was getting some frags on the flank, takes out a soldier on a 1v1 joust. He does win it, but he does get taken out by a scout in return. He does get taken out as well. So that is a few gamers missing. There are stickies have been dead. This could be a round for the Super Trooper. No, Pooper Scooper Super Troopers. Well, the first Super Trooper Pooper Scoopers.
You can see the disadvantage of having that Pyro when you've got your Uber up. He's just not quite the DPS hero that you want to kind of...
Well, if you're good at it, mate, you can do quite a lot. I mean, I would know.
You're truly the Pyro Lord.
That's my main.
Alright. I mean, they're down, but they're not quite out yet. There's still 6 minutes left in this game. Can Totti Fan Club turn things around? They need to turn these mids around and kind of start snowballing from there. And they will start by throwing Nunu in, and he's laid down a quite a small amount of damage, really. But they're trying to make it work over with the scouts, Simon and Avex, and it's still a one-man advantage for the Pooper Scoopers here. So they could probably just snowball that from there, and Zephyr decides that he just wants to get out. He wants to just stay alive on his team. So they will give up mid.
It's the Pooper Scooper Super Troopers are really putting their foot in the game, as I do guess most people would expect. Both teams have the Ubers. It's going to be possibly slow down Drake. He looks like he was going to try and go through. Oh no, he wasn't. He looked like he was going to go for a speedy fast jump to try and get onto mid. Nuno is sitting in house, just having a little peek to see if there's any threats coming his way. Icy Pan has gone sniper.
So very interested to see how Icy Pan does on this sniper. Usually sometimes a trend you see in later TF2 now, where you've got some excellent DM players, but they're not quite the smartest players in the world. So who knows here? The sniper could probably take over the game if he's one of these sheer DM lords. Oh, he will get the pick onto Pisk. That was a nice little pick on the choke area, and from there they can definitely start making this push in from choke, because that's just like some 3 doorways for everyone on the side of Pooper Scoopers.
That was pretty tasty. Icy Pan is going to be peeking through choke as well. He's going to be able to get any more headshots. He does look at the medic. He fires a shot, but unfortunately he's ricocheted straight off that Uber. Nuno, he's going to be diving choke to go for that sniper. This isn't exactly the most valuable thing that he could be doing right now, because everybody on his team is dying. He's going to be able to kill this sniper. Oh my goodness! He's doing it.
Away. He gets the
He's
health
doing
back
it.
As well. Oh,
Both
no.
soldiers have to die for one sniper. Definitely the MVP. Look, he does surf first rocket from Drake. He's going to be able to surf for the other one. He does as well. Oh my goodness. He was finally saved by Nas. Boy! And as we go on to the last point, Psk is already sitting above the lamp. No, he's dropped down. Because for some reason, the Pooper Scooper Super Troopers aren't really pushing.
During all that excitement war, they were so happy to just kill or hunt for these kills that they didn't even actually go for the objective once they won out some of these fights. They chased them so hard into that lower lobby, they kind of forgot the point exists, and then they went back for some of these straggling players that were kind of picking them off here and there. I think they got really confused, and very strange turn of events, but you know, shoulda, woulda, coulda. They're going to have to learn from the mistakes, and I mean, it's a happy day still for Pooper Scooper Troopers. They're still leading this game by a point, and there's just 3 minutes left. So I think the Totti fan club has to count themselves lucky that they didn't capitalise off that.
It's going to be, well, yeah. Oh, hold on. Drakey, he goes for one of those super fast, mega, ultra sick rollouts. He wasn't able to capitalise and get any frags with it, but he does look good in the process. But we're on baglines.
Well, I mean, they have to make a push here over on Totti fan club if they ever want a chance to bring this back. And they're kind of just kicking the dirt right now, wasting time. I guess waiting for Drakey to come back, but...
Oh, there is a jump from Psk. He does get air shots, so he gets completely wiped out of the sky. Sek is going to go for a counter jump, does get a rocket onto Zephyr. He's only 120 HP, but he'll be fine. There isn't any more follow-up aggression from this. Drakey does go down low on the flank as well. The Pooper Scooper Super Troopers look like they're going to be gearing up for the pushes. Do enter through choke, however there is 4. This is a little bit of a, you know, a little bit closer than you would have thought. This is sort of like one of those orgies, but everybody dies at the end of it. So speaking of which, Hugo dies as well. Drakey gets taken off in return. So Nas unfortunately gets caught out on the slope. The aforementioned disgusting slope of Badlands Middle, where you can just never seem to get up the Mount Everest.
Wow.
I should describe it.
They are still making a push at this on this mid, and they are running scared over on the side of on Totti fan club now. With only 2 players left, that was a very nice push-in decision coming from Pooper Scooper Troopers, realising that they've got the respawn advantage and the player advantage slightly there. They could have just bum rushed them, and before they could cap off that point. They are susceptible to a back cap though, and I think they're heavily aware of that over on the side of Pooper Scoopers. They did send 1 soldier back, but they will definitely not cap it anyway. With just 1 soldier there, someone else just sent themselves back and dealt with that issue. So they've got the 2nd point now, and it looks like it's all but over.
There is a fat ad. Nasboy is going to be pushing last. They're going to get... Oh, they're just going to sit on the point. This is the correct move.
Wow.
Avex has gone poo-poo, but fortunately, again, everybody's getting wise to it. If you shoot the poo can't shoot.
Alright, that is it. The nail in the coffin, the line written in the sand.
Oh, it's been 30 minutes already.
Time just fly when you're having fun. 3-1 will be the scoreline, and it will be the first map to Pooper Scooper Troopers.
It's wrong. It's Pooper Scooper Super Troopers. You've got the super.
Please. They need to work their way up to the super part. They have to earn the title.
Who's the judge of that, you know?
I can start a committee if you'd like.
I don't want you to.
Itty bitty Pooper committee. Alright.
Itty bitty titty committee. Sorry guys, that is not acceptable in this day and age. I would not be starting such a committee.
Alright, dead time over, trash time finished. It is time to go to some logs very soon. And I'm just going to wait very patiently for production to flash them on the screen. But before we go to logs, War, is there anybody that kind of jumped out at you in that game? Is anybody kind of killing it in this between these 2 teams?
No.
Not a single person, War. Come on now, positivity. Give me 1 name.
Lurky.
Lurky. What's Lurky doing to earn the prestigious?
He was on the winning team.
Well, it's something.
And he survived well. I mean, I can't really tell about logs because I use them as a crutch to analyse teams. Gemm has now just brought them up, so I'm going to change my mind and pick Nasboy because he had the most damage, well, from the winning team, which is the most important statistic out of everything in the game. I mean, Lurky only died 4 times, so maybe I was right in my analysis.
To say that they were winning so much, though, it's not been... The damage isn't quite wavering as high as I thought it would. Say it was like a good 2-round lead. But
it was very, very slow. And the last round only came at the very, very end as well. You know, so I think the damage sort of reflects the game, I feel.
What's really strange is I thought Amaral was having a pretty good game. It looked like there was moments where he was tearing people apart. 3 players at a time, 1v1s back to back. But looking at the stats, he's only sitting in about 12 kills compared to his 20 deaths. So,
oh, they are in low though.
I mean, I'm not picking on them. I'm just saying, like, it looked like in game, from what I was watching, the moments it looked like Amaral was having a really good game, and then the stats just tell a different story.
Maybe that's what you should be focused on. I feel, what matters is the sick frags that he gets in games, not the numbers afterwards.
It's the frags in their hearts that matter the most.
Yeah, it doesn't matter if you win or lose. What matters is when you press PREC bookmark, if you've got some sick frags that go with it.
Well, the stats will go full circle slightly and kind of shine a light on the people that maybe we didn't pay too much attention to, and this was probably, I would give this award to Sec over on the side of Super Troopers, where he was towering over everybody with a nice 21 kills to 11 deaths. Not bad for a soldier.
Yeah, it's pretty good. I was probably disappointed with Hugo quite a bit because his solo Rubers were really bad. Like there wasn't really, I don't know, much going on from them, to be honest. But their post Uber fights were very good. But I think this is kind of reminiscent in low teams where they kind of get very, very. I feel like they put a little bit too much emphasis and get very, very sort of scatty around Ubers and Uber exchanges. Like they really do put a lot of weight on them, and it kind of puts the team under a little bit too much pressure because they feel like, oh no, they've Ubered, we must Uber too, right now, or we'll die. Please, don't drop. Uber now.
Do you think this Totti fan club was suffering from that, or is it just mainly Super Troopers?
I would say both teams, if I'm honest. There were quite a few. I mean, neither of the medics dropped, so it's sort of like a case of they were just holding it, or holding it too much. It was a case of when there's a threat, they'll Uber. Yeah. And I think when you go up the divisions, emphasis on like Uberers, well, they're still kind of important, but the margins a lot more, so you know how much time you have to work with on an Uber ad, or how much is left with the Uber as well. And because there were quite a few times when teams were flashing Ubers, and or like one team flashed Uber, the other team didn't, and the team that didn't kind of just walked out instead of using the fact that they have a longer duration with it to their advantage.
Well, as I noticed throughout that game as well, things were awfully calm and clean at first, but as the game kind of dragged on, it got very scrappy, almost towards the end of the game. Almost chaotic, everyone was all over the place. I don't think even the teams could keep track of what they needed to do and what they were trying to pull off. And do you think this is something they want to strive for if you're on the side of Scooper Troopers? I mean, was that the reason they won?
I can't really, to be honest, I don't think the reason that they won was necessarily being outgamed. I couldn't really see a team that was being more dominant than the other throughout that entire thing. It's a case of, I feel, and from obviously playing in low and everything, like during that point, the better team is like the ones that make the least amount of mistakes. And pretty much like, and that was something that would always happen when you were playing low. There'd always be, someone doesn't really understand their roles completely. They don't read the games too well, and that's how most low teams lose rounds. I mean, even mid teams are suffering from it because there's quite a few DM donkeys. But just because you can hit your shots doesn't necessarily mean like it's pointless if you don't know the best place or the best position to stand to make use of it.
Yeah.
I feel like, there were quite a few last defences that were a bit iffy as well, but overall, it happened from both teams, and I feel like when you watch these guys play, it's a case of the rounds are won or lost by how long they're going to have spawns for, like when their next spawn wave was up, because it seems like they kind of dragged out quite a bit, and it would just be a case of the team that's pushing and it looks like they have their advantage. They just seem to get thwarted, or it just stops because of spawns coming in.
Alright, as we have closed out our stats for our Badlands game, we will be heading into our next map, because this is a best of 3 after all. They can't just win one map and kind of take it all away from there. They have to win them, or best them in a best of 3. And our second map will be Process. You like Process, War?
I'm in a bit of a love-hate relationship with it. I mean, I like it because of the rollout and the mid-fight. You know, I like maps with creative middles, because obviously there's loads of jumps that you can do and stuff like that. It's like really good to have multiple approaches to the first mid-fight. But I don't know, there are many places on this map that just make it a bit meh.
So
like lasts.
Usually, I like to get into the semantics of which maps start leaning towards which team. But you know, both of these teams, even after watching them on that first map, they're still quite a question mark to me at the very least. So, is anybody on this map that you expect to have a good time just from the classes alone? Like, do you think the demo men are gonna really shine on this map? Or
well, I'm gonna say Nasboy, because he's the only person I've actually seen play before this game.
Yeah.
And he played, I played with and against him in a pug, and he fragged people, and nobody whined at him. So yeah, I'd say
that is a very successful pug for a low player.
I mean, I believe there was even a time when he was on the same team as Tiger, and Tiger didn't whinge.
My God!
Oh my goodness!
He truly is the chosen one. I see why he got to the grand final.
Yeah. Although I might have been dreaming, actually. I don't think it would ever happen.
Well, the class I'm going to keep an eye out on this map is, I think Roamers can have an incredible impact if at this level, basically, if one of these Roamers have done their homework and have the finesse, they can maybe pull off these fast rollouts. And you know, when you're these low teams, you maybe not have a plan for these sort of scenarios where the Zero Man is just constantly being jumped and punished by this balls to the wall Roamer.
I mean, possibly, but I don't know. It's very sort of difficult to really read the state of low because I've been in such a shit hot gamer for so long. But I feel like even if you're gonna hit your jumps, you still have to aim. You know, you still have to not be fit, and that's again, that comes down to, like, during the lower divisions, it's like the amount of mistakes that you make is like what really decides the game. So yeah, you might be able to get yourself onto the demo, but if you're not going to hit the mad frags, ain't mean nothing, mate.
Alright, maybe gameplay is a bit too much to kind of predict, but what about, let's go into a different aspect that not many people talk about in TF2, and might affect these low teams a bit more, but what about the attitude? I mean, after you lose a game that was... I mean, it was quite close, I would say, you know, between both of these teams. Do you think it would affect these lower teams more than you would say, like, higher teams or mid teams, or, for example?
I remember when I first got casted, and, you know, I got nervous. However, I get nervous when I have a poo, so these might not be the same for everybody else. But I would have thought, you know, be like, oh, we're being casted.
Yeah,
let's not be bad.
Having your every move watched and I mean,
scrutinized by your idols.
Yeah.
Your idol, WARHURYEAH.
Should probably look at the stream.
Yeah, he's being a silly sausage.
All right, is he doing the jokey joke?
He's being a goof.
Alright. But, I mean, yeah, you're completely right. I forgot about the aspect of being watched by not just us, but a lot of people, whoever tunes into the stream, and it must be a bit, like, I guess, stressful or nerve-wracking, realizing that you think teams would completely change their style just from being watched, like maybe start doing things a bit more properly and not playing to their strengths of, like, say, just going balls to the wall or going scrappy.
I think that like Carson doesn't take a part in it, but I think that's what every team suffers in all divisions, where they play completely differently in unofficial than they do in a PCW. That's just an anomaly that happens for everyone, and I'm going to give it a name that's named after me, so when esports become bigger,
the WARHURYEAH syndrome.
Yeah, they'll refer back to my name, and I'll be like, yeah, that's me.
Oh no, I what about official nerves? That's some. I feel like that's pretty good.
No.
Pretty good title.
Shut up.
WARHURYEAH syndrome is quite a mystery.
Yeah, it's the Christopher William Parker Esquire syndrome.
Ah, yes. Rolls off the tongue.
Mm.
Well, let's hope that they don't suffer from the Chrissy P syndrome in this second map over on the Totti fan club, because this is their last line, their last map that they could be playing if Super Troopers
yeah.
take this away. And first thing I see on mid is a fast rollout coming from Drakey, and doesn't really quite make anything happen with it. It's just kind of an intimidating presence, but we'll kind of eye each other up for now, and nobody really wants to take the first foot forward. Some nice pipes actually coming out from over on Nice Boy, and they will kind of pave the way for these soldiers over on Super Troopers to kind of jump in and lay waste to that huge blob of Totti fan club. And with just 2 players left, what is Totti and Drakey supposed to do? Oh man, one of them has called themselves Totti. That is not fair.
Oh, that's fine. That's Simon.
I'm going to write your name down, Simon, so I don't forget.
It's a very, very... Yeah, I said it before, not Italian. No, there isn't, Gemm. Shut up, no one asked you.
Alright, so Simon will spawn back as the sniper class to see if he can maybe get a mystery pick onto the medic as he pushes in, but we're not going to give him that opportunity. They will actually pop straight in onto the second door, and they're just trying to find kills right now wherever they can find them. They will clean up the sniper, but that's the only thing they'll clean up, and all that Uber has gone to waste as they're now being destroyed by the counter initiation coming out from Totti fan club.
That wasn't bad, actually. That wasn't like... The idea was there. The only thing I think that they should have done instead was to have a soldier instead of a demo, because Nas went in a little bit too deep, and when you're a demo you can't really sort of get yourself out of those situations, where if it's a soldier you can just sort of like jump out. But they did everything right. I mean, they got a scout on the point early, but if Nas was further behind and just sticking it up, I think they would have done a lot better. But the Totti's fan club, they're going to be pushing him relentlessly forward. They still have the Uber advantage as well. So this is a bit of a plow right now. But they're not going to go back to stack the point. They're just going to push straight through. They do bitch pop a little bit. The demo man's going to be diving in. He's going to take out Admiral M. Oh, Nuno gets the Broly frag. So that is from their own last to the last of Super Trooper Scoopers.
Well, they gained an additional super there, I think, and wow, they're still snowballing this all the way into last point. This is quite the heartbreaker round, Jesus! I've never seen it go from one last to another last so quickly, War.
Some would say, yeah.
Alright, well, I mean, there's still 27 minutes left in this game. They need to snap out of it. They did take a long time to kind of come online on the Badlands game, but if they keep giving away rounds like that to the Totti fan club, I can see them walking away with this, as Drakey is going for somewhat the fast rollout again, but can't quite get onto Nice Boy again. So they will decide to take the aggression to them this time as they're waiting as a blob, and Drakey will find the medic kills, and all they need to do now is block around Zephyr and play the healed advantage, but Broly has other things in mind. He's going for the soldier sync up with his
bro sec. Versus 3, he's won. No, he hasn't. I was hoping he'd win it.
That was very good, I think, from Pooper Scooper Troopers, you know, towards the end, as in when they realised that the medic went down, they really need to get that medic down, and the sync-up play was, you know, pretty good.
They responded well, which is very, very, very good. Nuno getting some fat frags.
Wow, Jesus.
That is going to possibly...
Is he still alive as well?
Yeah, he is. Sec does take him out, so he does get the trade. This is going to make it very difficult for the Pooper Scooper Super Troopers to defend. I'm going to... Oh, they are going to bitch out, are they? Nas is in a bit of a overextending position. He's alone in lobby. Broly does jump in. He takes out Totti. But that's all he's going to get, so he's going to maybe stifle the attack a little bit. The frag was a bit pointless because we're going to act off that, and he's just going to respawn anyway.
I mean, he has the option now to actually come back as a pick class of sorts, and I think he will take it. Simon will come back as that sniper, as he's been sporting all game.
It's very, very friendly sniper on Process Last. Admiral has gone sniper as well in response, although probably not in response, just out of instinct. Both sniper. Oh, Admiral! He gets the first blood. He has taken the dome of Francesco Totti and plopped it in his jar of heads.
So Francesco Totti is a footballer, you say?
Yes, he played for Roma. He was there for the entirety of his career, and he recently retired last season.
Was he?
It was very, very upsetting and emotional. It was
a very exceptional footballer, I guess, to have his own fan club.
He was. He was literally the. Yeah, he is the god of Roma.
All right. Well, you're on this last point, War. You're on the side of Pooper Scooper Super Troopers, and you've just got to pick with your sniper. Is there anything you can really do off the back of that, or do you just have to wait for them to do another mistake here?
You need more frags. It's very, very hard. Totti, he gets the... Well, that is a superior angle from Totti. So he's actually opened up this last point quite a bit now.
Sick.
Tries to go in to get the Uber off Totti. He's incredibly weak in lobby. They've got so much space on the Totti fan club. The Uber has been popped as well from the Pooper Scooper Super Troopers, so this is going to be a bit of a disaster. Broly gets double air shot, I believe, in the sky. That is an atmosphere annihilation. But Admiral, he has respawned. He's channeling his inner Admirable, and he's going to die shortly. No, he's not. He's keeping himself alive. He has counter-channeled it. Sec comes in and gets 2 frags. And that is a really, really good hold from the Pooper Scooper Super Troopers.
What was kind of strange there, was Broly went so high into the air and caught so much attention. Everybody was looking at him, and nobody was doing anything. They just watched as a soldier flew up into the air and got air shot whilst he was Ubered, and didn't cap the point, didn't start killing other players.
Everybody, you can tell, everybody collectively, somebody was in the sky and just looks at him. Air shot, guys!
Frag moment! Look. Big stream moment!
There's a man in the sky!
The stream will love me if I get this air shot.
Take him out. Think of the pug champs.
Twitch clip, here I come.
I'll be able to sleep tonight. Whilst that was going on, the Pooper Scooper Super Troopers managed to capture mid. They are now on their way onto the second. I believe there is a sticky trap from Psk. I do not know where it is. It looks like, is it on the point? Yeah, it is on the point.
Yeah, I think he's dead now.
No, it's still there. It's under the railings. I've gone on it from the first. Oh, that was disgustingly close. That was... Oh, lucky. He arrowed Avex, and unfortunately he gets dropped whilst he was trying to do his favourite Robin Hood impression.
Agreed. Taking out that crossbow.
However, speaking of this, Admiral has kind of made the wrong move because he could have just backcapped it. Second, oh my goodness.
That lock and load.
This is the part where it gets messy because Sec was sitting in PC.
Oh man,
and he's still there. And he could have blocked. He could have gone for the back cap with Admiral as well, but he's now just. If he kills a medic, I'm going to. No, he's dead.
I'm extremely surprised he didn't go for the back cap. Usually, back caps in low teams are like the bread and butter almost.
Especially as he had a soldier in PC. That's what I mean. Like you had 2 people behind. You have a scout.
What is this bomb coming out from Nice Boy? I mean, he's just killed himself and he's the demo man. There's no defences set up for this last point now.
What are they doing though? They don't have Uber. There's no point to go for the medic. Oh my god, Totti didn't. Simon does take out Lurky in the end, but I do not understand that aggression, because that would have just been pointless. The last point is almost capped, so this could be very well 2 to the zeros, but the spawns are coming in. What is Simon doing? She just ran over the point. Like, all he had to do, he could have just pressed S and he would have been sitting on it.
Oh, Piska's rejoined the fight after all that that waiting about, and
oh my god,
he can cap the point.
So he's gone off again.
Okay.
He can have actually capped that.
I mean, they must be terrified of the stickies, but they can just take out the... Oh, nice little surf from Lukey there, but...
Oh my god, this is so... Oh, that was possibly, like, the worst thing I've ever witnessed.
Alright, well, get out the chalk. Get out the blackboard. We need to do some mentoring here. We need to... Why was that so bad there? What should they have done?
Because Simon just ran over the point instead of capping it. Like, there was no stickies on the point, and, like, they were having spawns on their way, but I think it was Nas Lurky that were sort of shooting someone else, and Simon just sort of runs over the point and starts capping it whilst he's running over, but he just carries on going. Like, if he just stopped, he would have capped that.
I don't know, maybe, I was thinking in my eyes, like, maybe the stickies are just invisible to me, because he's trying to, like, det them. You know, where he kind of, like, bait it onto the point and try and make them...
The thing is, Nas had, like, killed someone just a moment ago with stickies, like the other scout.
Oh, right. So
and then he also sticky jumped forward anyway to get onto Pisk.
Alright.
So...
Well, shoulda, woulda, coulda. I mean, we have to kind of give them a little bit of the just a calm smack compared to, like, if this was a Prem team, then we could probably lay into them a little bit better, because you know,
they're not going to learn if you're going to be nice about it. All right, you got to be brutal.
Well,
was that a bitch pop I just saw? Ooh.
Wow, our production even foretelling us that the sniper managed to force the medic just by his presence alone, so both of these will exchange now.
I believe that when he was zoomed in, the sun was behind him, and it was obviously magnifying the heat from the sun, which was... And oh, Lurky, he's getting frags. He just got one. He could have gotten another one as well. Broly's just spawned just in time to maybe help defend this haphazard blast. Is Simon going to be able to stand on the point this time? He does not.
Well, actually, that's the other scout. That's Avex. So that scout knows how to cap. I think he's the capper in the team.
Yeah.
You know, Simon's just the fragger, you know, he doesn't know anything else other than kill.
Well, to be honest, on that last, he wasn't even fragging anyway, so he wasn't even fragging nor capping.
He got a nice opening pick onto the scout with the sniper.
No, on the previous one where he didn't cap.
Oh, right. We're still going to harp on William.
You've got to, yeah.
Oh, alright. Well, it's 2-0. They're winning, despite all the massive failures. Totti fan club can probably close this out, as they there is 17 minutes, however, on the clock, and it's very scrappy actually on this mid. It looks like both of these teams kind of just smushed together.
Never mind. Yeah, Admiral, he's going to be ploughing forward. He's going to be hunting down the medic. Nasboy steals the frag, but
I think
that
he can
is
get
her
the forward.
whip. He can go for the spawn camp. Now, do they have the presence of mind? There could be. Oh, they're going right side. That is unfortunate. That is unfortunate though. They were all went out right side. He's going to still watch it though. So there is a chance that they do rotate the solid. Oh! Oh, he gets him! But he dies anyway.
Yeah, so with that, I don't think they can really push in right now.
Yeah, they can. They got for Uber advantage.
Yeah, but they've lost a
They can push in,
but
it won't be successful. I feel.
I mean, yeah, that's fair. That's a fair statement to make. They can do whatever they want. They can pop the Uber right now and not even push.
Yeah. And Nasboy has arrived again, so the full Uber ad has just turned into a 30%. There's a Solly in lobby. They're going to go Uber straight through, so they're going to see if they can get any frags with this. They do have a scout on the point. He's doing his, showing Simon how it's done. However, he did not get any frags, but look at that. He's still on the point, got the cap time up, and won it for his team.
Objective gaming through and through. It does bring them back into this game, and with 16 minutes left, it's very doable. I mean, we saw something like this, and well, maybe not entirely like this in the last game, but it did take a couple of minutes to kind of come online. The Pooper Scooper Troopers. I mean, the Pooper Scooper Super Troopers. I keep missing the Super.
Yeah, it's alright. We'll get there one day.
Alright, so we see both teams just kind of kicking it back, but now they want to really focus this right-hand side, and a lot of eyes are being drawn by Drakey, and he will kind of get into the jugular of Super, the Pooper Scooper Super Troopers, and with that, it's kind of diverted all attention and focus from them, and they're just starting to pick up the pieces over on the Totti fan club. They're going to forget about the point, though. There we go. They've got a scout on it now. They're trying to push forward to their second. They can maybe even get Nice Boy, and no.
Is going very aggressive. Nice Boy does take out Totti, so everybody on the Italians are going to be pushing second. Rather than they got a mid Broly, gets a nice frag onto the soldier. Nuno is hightailing it out of there. This could be a bit of a difficult situation right now. The medic is all alone. He has had to pop.
What was
the soldier that's coming as well. So, yeah, I think he sort of. Yeah, he definitely got scared.
What? I don't understand. Okay, it's fine. It's fine. It's just.
I mean, he got out, but yeah, that was a bit bitch pop. I think he was maybe worried that he wouldn't be able to surf it.
Well,
Lurky, he is popped straight up into the sky. He does his favourite version of a HB pencil.
It's a man's man. He didn't pop for no reason there.
No, not even when you drop. Although I'm a fan of dropping the Uber, then hitting right click with my push to talk open, so people can hear that I tried to press it.
Yeah, it's just the game's fault. It's not yours.
It didn't. It's because it's 64 tick servers. I popped Uber on the 90th tick.
If this was land.
It. Yeah. Anyway, they're going to be popping in with a full Uber advantage. Nasboy, he goes balls deep with just himself, goes through rollout and exits through one.
Pretty stylish.
Yeah, he was exiting through the gift shop. He bought himself a nice little hat as well, a process one.
I mean, I got a pick, but all I got was this lousy T-shirt.
Yeah.
I mean, they could have gone in. I think they had the Uber advantage. They got a pick. They could probably just have popped in on one of those scouts, or even the Dome Man himself there.
I believe Nas wanted to go in, which explains why he was so aggressive. But alas, he was alone in that. Oh, Seki's had a little peek through one. He missed the headshot on the Dome Man. He has made his presence known now. He's going to go roll out. Questionable. You kind of want to go the opposite place of where you just shot, because everybody's going to be there. Yeah. Try and close you out. He's going to make his way through lobby now.
Oh, he has an idea of where the medic is now. Now that he's seen that heal beam.
He sees it. He's got his eyes on it. But his team's going to have to keep him quite protected. He unscoped, so he could have gotten 150 damage on that soldier.
So nice. Nice positioning from Zephyr, though, to make sure he doesn't give up that pick easily. Like, you can see that he wants to go forward and heal his soldier, but he's got the discipline to not kind of expose himself. The Demo Man, however,
standing still, testing the accuracy of Sek. Or maybe testing his lack of game knowledge.
Lots of head showing here. It's making me extremely nervous. Well, eventually he's going to find that shot. It's just the probability of things.
Yeah, and well, this game's not going to go on for an infinite amount of time, so I don't think so. Unless it goes to Golden Cup.
Oh, there we go. There's the pick that we were looking for. Yeah. But it's just, I mean, it's just a roaming soldier, not the worst thing in the world.
Yeah. I see. To me, they really need to sort of just maybe force a push, go right side, because if you go right side slowly with a sniper, you force the enemy team to give you ground, and then you can start playing the point, and then obviously your sniper would then have lots of opportunities to get frags. He is running the Razorback. He's a bit scared that there is a chance of a spy on the enemy team. Wants to make sure he keeps his back protected. He gets a frag onto Nuno. There was a counter sniper on the other side, but that was quickly swapped out.
He got the Drakey with the cookery, and now they're just trying to just force it on the point with their own Uber charge and just laying enough bodies on there that they will eventually cap it out. It's been tied up, War. The comeback is happening. 2-2.
Yep, it turns out that Razorback was the clutch that was needed.
It's very strange, because I was watching the point of view of the sniper, and he was landing what seemed like the difficult shots, but he couldn't get that shot on the Demo Man for whatever reason.
I think that's just one of those things when you play sniper. You know, there'll be a game or a moment where you'll miss all the easy ones, where you hit some of the sickest ones, and you will never do it again for another year. Anyway, so this is going to be mid number 4. The Solly, I think it's Drakey that's going to be going to get onto Lurky. Lurky does surf it back into choke, but unfortunately Drakey, he's going to be flanking from behind, so they are on borrowed time right now. They're going to have to start going forward, getting some position. Drakey's going to be entering through choke now. He just needs to get one rocket, and he does hit that one rocket. And he gets the frag. It's just 2 versus 3. No heals for either team, but the HP is a little bit more beneficial. Oh, Nas hitting some stickies. He's going to go into piss.
Oh.
Unfortunately, he's missing with the lock and load. I mean, loose. Is it lock and load? Yeah. What a shitter.
I mean, I think he got a decent air shot or something during all that fighting, or maybe
it
a sticky.
Count though, because it's the lock and load.
Oh right, okay. But yeah, they'll cap out that mid eventually. But I was kind of curious to see if Zephyr would bring up the crit scree. Do you think this is something that would lend well to this sort of tier, like, or do you think it's just crit scree is probably something for, you know, maybe they should get into you know, another sort of uber charge to worry about, basically?
I think crits does require the team to properly know and use their advantages. We see, oh, hello, cheeky arrow build from the Pooper Scooper Super Troopers. So they're going to have a 20% advantage that they're not going to use. But it's going to be quite... yeah, I think crits would be good. It's just whether or not they feel comfortable with it. And that's the ultimate thing with it. It's just
and I think crits can be quite the wild card in these low tiers. Oh, there's a random pop. I guess that was a bomb coming in from Sec there on the flank. It does look like Zephyr was put down low.
Nas has gone in balls deep. Christ almighty, I haven't seen someone go balls deep that much since went to my uncle's house on his birthday. But Jesus Christ, that was really, really good. Admiral, it's just Nas. He's alone behind. He's going to go for the spawn camp. He does take out Psk. He's going to jump onto Spire. Oh, Nas.
Wow.
Boy! He's going to go defend mid as well. Is that going to be another frag? He hits one.
Oh,
boy!
Calculators. I mean, he's just drive-by it.
He's a proper Londoner as well. He's got like that proper rude boy. He's got that proper rude boy accent, yeah. So he sounds like he'll be, you know, chatting shit, going for drive-bys and shit.
I'm sure it looked lucky, but it probably looked more like it was calculated. He set up the roller and then hit him with the direct.
Yeah, Admiral says Nas playing 4D chess with rollers. That is correct. And the Totti's fan club, unfortunately, just playing one-dimensional tiddlywinks.
Oh, Admiral, he's in on the flank, and yeah, he really is in. Broly will kind of throw himself in there to kind of create some chaos for Admiral, and he's really playing off it. Nice Boy as well is kind of throwing some chaos into the mix. Oh, he's brought down low, but Drakey can't quite find the frags, and in the meanwhile, Sek was busy tearing up the entire team in what seems like by himself. And
he's going for the patented spawn camp. That was close. Both scouts had to go heavy to respond to that for some reason. But Alec is the only one that chooses it.
Oh, the overcharge from Lucky. That was Lucky. But wow, that was some intense TF2 in like what, the last 5 minutes? Did they eat a power bar or something?
It was a masterclass from Nas Boy.
Not just that as well, Sek. I mean, Admiral as well. Broly was doing the right decisions, just kind of going in to the thick of things once his scout got a nice flank in. Was it all by accident, or is there some, like, you know, some good TF2 clever play coming out here?
It might have been by accident, but what matters is it all came together in the end, and their friendship blossomed as a result.
Well, Drakey will die to that friendship, and Sek will die.
Oh, Nas again. He's going so aggressive.
I'm surprised no scout just doesn't launch on him, because keep in mind, all the time that Nas is making these bombs in and these like little drive-by efforts, it takes an awful amount of time for the Doberman to like reload and kind of contribute to his team again. Usually a scout can just lay waste to him, but they're not kind of taking advantage of that.
It's not like just retarded aggression though. He sort of like goes in with an objective and a plan to get out, kind of thing. So
yeah, he is circling back, and he's finding like the right chokes and doorways where at least one sticky will kind of cover him during his escape path.
Yeah,
so.
It's not like a suicide bomb. It's oh my goodness, he's racking up the frags right now. I expect a high DPM number. One that I cannot count to. Now again, he's going aggressive. He's going to completely block off the medic. They are forced at Uber. He does actually die from this. Maybe not such a bad decision because they do get the counter pop, but there is a spy. Sek has gone spy. Classic. Always best to go spy when it's Uber versus Uber, or when you have equal Ubers, I say. Sek just reloading on the point, showing the spy's third hand.
Well, he will go down. Avex committed himself for that kill, and Broly will actually help out the Italians there by killing himself. But they do have the advantage in players and numbers, so they can cap this point off for now. But keep in mind, they've got the heal advantage, and Nice Boy is back, and he's got those surgical stickies, just trying to pick them apart from a long range, seeing if he just push them off the point, and push he will. He actually will get the pick onto Drakey. Did he just... Oh, that was nice. He kind of cut off a doorway with that, I forgot what that weapon's called now, but either way, he got a nice little roller onto that soldier. Drakey will feel the blunt end of that. And Nice Boy, he's actually racked up 3 dominations here, and they are feeling it right now. They're pushing him with the Uber, the green light to go, or the blue light to go. They're caught in a horrible position. He will get Zephyr, and from here the Domino should start falling. They have to start counter-initiating, getting this medic down if they ever want to kind of survive this out. But Drakey's whiffing all of these rockets. He will go down to Broly.
Oh my goodness, the scouts. One of them's 1 HP. It does get taken out. Totti is 10 years old. Haha. But Broly is on the last point pretty much straight away. He's going to be kind of baited by his team, but he's going to get out the skill stick. He's going to wave it around to show everybody, look at my skill stick, it's really big. But it's the scouts that can be the cleanup crew. It's just going to be 2. Where is the backup? Sek is on his way. Nasboy is on second, putting up a sticky trap.
I think they're losing their head here over on the Pooper, Scooper, Super Troopers. They're going a bit too false to the wall. I think maybe they're tuning into the stream and realising all the nice words we're saying about them. It's like, yeah, we need to just jump in more. I mean...
Hey guys, War said I've done something really well.
Is that his... Alright, well, it looks like they can maybe get this pick onto this... Oh wait, no, he's got the health pattern and he's got Simon to back him up into the lobby area as well. And keep in mind, there's 4 minutes left, it's 3-2, and we did see a hell of a push last time from Totti fan club, where they kind of did a little bit of a heartbreaker around and pushed them all the way to the last. So I expect them to have it in them to do it again. But I think it really is up to
Reservation win in 7. Oh, never mind. Admiral is on that. He extended as soon as that message came up. There is stickies, I believe. But oh, there was literally just stickies right behind him, and he didn't look, and he just died.
Well, lesson learned. They're going in anyway, and I like this play. I like that they have to be proactive with this game, and they will lose Pisk, however, but they will counter pop their own Uber, and they're being backcapped during all of this. Admiral has even got a trade on that backcap as well. They've lost Zephyr, so they can just play off the medic advantage.
That is really good. Very well played.
Very nice backcap to kind of stunt the push from the Totti fan club there. Pooper, Scooper. Yeah. Super Troopers have earned their title.
Pretty well timed as well, because it was like during when the Ubers had exchanged. Totti's fan club were sort of in that position where they wanted to continue the fight to try and take second, and yeah, they just, when they had to go back, everybody was split up from fighting so much. But yeah, it's really good. So I think this is like, what, the 7th mid that we're entering to now. Totti's fan club, everybody's literally just on the right side. There's going to be some damage followed up by Broly. Nasboy, he's decided, you know what? White men can jump. I don't know if he is actually white. I do apologise for the racial assumption.
Very
but
nice.
He goes a little bit too deep and straight into...
Oh, Avek!
Hello. This is it. It's going to be a 6-man. Beevan's done it. Avek is next.
He's like 1 HP. They can't shoot him. Wow. I mean, that bought a lot of time.
Really showing. Look at me, guys. I am a spaghetti. You cannot hit me, so I am flapping everywhere.
And in good TF2 fashion, he's smashing all of his binds, all of his lines. And Drakey will kind of just throw himself into the mix just to force that Uber out. And Zephyr's going to have his Uber very soon, but he's going to be brought down by the Nas drive-by. He will die for his sins, but I think they can maybe clean this up here if they just start abusing these heals, and they're sort of abusing them. They're kind of dying here and there. The Scout Icy Pan might go down. Oh, will he go down? He will actually trade with Pisk, and I'll take that trade any day. Demo Man down for a Scout. Thank you.
Like, I feel like there should be one of those diagrams made where, for NAS, and it should say, like, do I have enough HP to jump? Yes, jump. No, jump. Because it's just all he's doing. The Italians have called GG because we have entered the time of Garbo.
El Trashico.
And it's all she wrote for this.
Well, what do we do? Or do we carry on? Or do we just... oh, actually, these kind... Oh, what a save on that last point from Simon there. No bonus round for you, Admiral. Ooh. But yeah, I was just going to say, do we roll out the carpet for them, or do we kind of honour the game in its last 30 seconds or so?
I don't honour the game because it's a waste of my precious time. Well,
they're, I guess, kind of farming kills for the logs at this point.
Yeah. You see, there's a strat though behind this, right? If what you need to do, if it's entered garbage time, just quit because your DPM will be saved. Unless there's an opportunity for you to get more damage to increase your DPM for the logs.
So if you think you can't quite farm that a chaotic game, you just need to quit, basically.
Yeah, because like sometimes when it's garbage time, the other team will also know it's garbage time, and they'll also just run garbage classes, and then your damage per minute, DPM per minute will start dropping.
Slow down more, I need to write this down.
It'll be in my next video.
Where's the next blog coming out, bro?
Never.
Alright, well, it's finally over now. The match time is finally numbered to the fat 0000, and that does mean Pooper, Scooper, Super Troopers are your low tier champions. They will be guaranteed their, I guess, ascendance to the mid tier. Keep forgetting that that's nestled in there between the high tier and all that. Now there's so many tiers now in ETF2L.
It's like a wedding cake.
Indeed. So I mean, good show on Totti Fan Club. I think they made things competitive here and there. It wasn't quite the whitewash that people made it out to be in, like the match page, for example. So I'm going to give a nice little golf clap to them. But who knows? Well, this is the tier system where you can probably just apply for mid next season over on the Totti Fan Club and still get it. I mean, you won't quite get the pride of winning first place and that pixel trophy on ETF2L, but I mean, mid-table is mid-table.
It is. It's 1 step above low and 2 steps under prem. This is where the journey begins.
Everyone had to climb that ladder wall.
Yep.
Except maybe like AMS.
Yeah.
And some other players here and there that I can't spring to mind right now.
Yeah, I climbed the ladder just because...
It's more fun. This is going to be the greatest moments of the TF2 time. I think a lot of players could agree that the time that they had the most fun in the game is probably when they're just learning it, enjoying it, playing for fun.
I had the most fun when I was winning Prem.
What about LAN?
Ouch. Well, you can't say that you finished a second on 3 LAN finals, can you?
Yeah, but I didn't have Nox whispering in my ear either.
Excuse me, I didn't for 2 of them either.
That's okay. I'm not going to win this big dick contest, so I'm going to call it quits now. All right,
I'm getting mine out. It's too late.
Let's bring it back. Let's rear it forward. We'll go over the logs, the lap of victory for the Pooper, Scooper, Super Troopers.
Everybody wants a NAS boy interview. They don't care about logs.
It's coming, is it? Oh, you're arranging it in the background. Well, we're pulling all the punches.
NAS boy has good numbers.
Yeah, that is a shame. There's no way to I don't know. It was just maybe it's just his map or something, because I didn't really see much of this in the Badlands game, so it really drew me by surprise. I thought the star power.
It was coming, to be honest. It was. I could see it. I could see it bubbling. It just needed to be unleashed.
So do you think they just couldn't deal with that sort of style of Demoman, where he was just kind of... It was almost Cadus-like, where he would kind of go super aggressive and then kind of weasel his way into a choke point or get behind or something like that, and it just must have been frustrating.
It was just exploiting out of position gamers, which happened quite a bit. Like, there were many occasions where the Italians were... Well, I think... On this map, it's very easy to go aggressive as well. Like, the most common parts were when he was jumping
second.
Yeah, to 1, because there's very little area for the team to get out. And if you just sticky up the one shutter anyway, it's going to be pretty much okay. And at that point, you just have to try and keep yourself alive, get frags, or just buy time so then your team can follow up on the space that you've made. And
yeah,
they've done well. They did a really good job.
I mean, it looks all well and good, but I've seen demo men do that 1,000 times. What really impressed me, I think, was he was sort of doing it on mid and making it work. You don't really see that every day.
I mean, yeah, but I think that was maybe a case of being very
confident.
Yeah, and in the lead. You know?
I think basically he just thought, like, man, I'm really making these bombs work. Maybe I should just go for bombs in places that it doesn't make major sense. But again, if it's not stupid if it works.
Yeah, that is true. Funny enough, Gemm has just linked the. I believe everybody's just being kicked from Francesco Totti's fan club.
Whatever happened to my
literally almost well, what has it been, 5 minutes since the lost. No time wasted. Get out of here.
It does kind of make sense, because I did forget during all the excitement that this team was kind of fragmented tonight. You mentioned it earlier in the beginning of the match, where they were kind of throwing in some mercs here and there. They probably were not even communicating in Italian, which I'd imagine they were doing before, because it looked like a full Italian team, and then they kind of padded it out with some other players here and there. So maybe if that could have played another aspect into it as well. But it's a real shame, because second place, in a low tier from a season is quite, a nice thing to put on your CV for that mid-tier next season. But I guess they'll get a chance to capitalise on that. But we do have a couple of gamers that have joined us. But
yeah, the most important one. Nas, can you give me your longest Nas boy, please?
I did that. They told me to do that on Mumble, but my voice is saying right now. I'm kind of tired.
No, do it.
Broly, you do it the best. Broly's got like 3,000 seconds. Broly, do it.
What? No,
I could easily beat you in a Nas boy.
Alright, do it then. Do it. Let me hear it.
Wait, we're gonna do it like together, like harmonize, and like see who lasts the longest.
Alright, go.
Do we start from the Nas boy, or do we just start from the boy?
You choose anything. I'll beat you, man. Anything.
Alright, Broly, are you in on this as well?
no,
Why?
Come on, Broly, man.
no.
Don't be a pussy. Right, come on, let's do it. Okay, let me get. Okay, Nas boy.
Boy. Oh, you won, man. You won.
welcome to Team Fortress TV. Thank you for joining us.
He's beat me, man. He's won.
Yeah.
That was impressive. That was good.
I wasn't even finished, mate. I still had 3 minutes left.
This was the first thing you wanted to do when they came in here. You could have asked them anything. Anyway, welcome to the channel, Nas boy.
It's what the people wanted.
Welcome, Broly. Congratulations on your victory tonight.
Thanks.
Now, how are you guys feeling? Is this the first tier win? I'm not sure. I'm going to be honest. I'm not too sure about your past work in TF2. Is this the first ETF2L win?
Oh yeah. For me.
Is it feeling good? Is it nice?
It's okay.
He's lying, man. In Mumble, he was crying. He was telling his mum and everything, man.
Now,
But yeah, it's good, man.
lies.
We won low, man. It's good.
Put some context for us, boys. How important was this for you guys? Were you guys really try-harding this season, or did it just come natural to you?
Nah, we were trying. We were scrimming like, what, 3-4 days a week? Yeah, we were actually trying. Yeah, you know, it's paid off though, man. Like, I got a shout out Bet on 2 though. They put up, you know, a good fight. And of course, the Italians. But yeah, I thought, you know, it was kind of expected. We knew we were going to win, kind of. Because they didn't have their carry Logan. I'm not trying to BM them or anything, but yeah, it was a good game though. So,
you guys knew that this was definitely in the bag before the game even started. Was there never a point you were like, uh-oh, guys, we might struggle here?
When we were like 2 rounds down, yeah. We're kind of rowing, but you know, it's fine.
What was the cider map? Could you remind me?
Gully Wash.
Gully Wash. What? How would you have felt if it came to Gully Wash? Do you think you would have taken that?
Nah.
That's our worst map.
Oh man! So if they just managed to just crawl over that line, they could have.
GG,
maybe...
man, they win. Yeah, they would have won that.
We were talking briefly on stream about the pressure of the cast, or you know, just the grand finals and all this stuff. Did you guys feel any of that pressure, or was it just like any other game of TF2?
I didn't really feel much pressure. What about you, Brilly?
Nah.
It's pretty cool in the Mumble, like everyone's cool and calm. It was like any other official, really. But yeah, it was good, man. It's good to be casted as well.
Yeah, sick.
Did you guys were tuning in between maps or anything like that? Kind of fiending in the chat, perhaps, or?
Yeah, sort
of. It's okay. We all do it. Now, it's probably a silly question to ask, but I'd imagine you're going to be playing all together next season, or is anybody going to retire from the lineup?
Well, we had like a Merc today because our main Sneaky wasn't playing, but he's not playing next season. But everyone else will stay in the roster.
Was that Icy Pan, I'd imagine?
Yeah, Icy Pan was a Merc.
Yeah, he played good. Were you happy with what Icy? Well, I'd imagine you must have been happy if it got you to the result in the end. Silly question. But so we're going to see the rest of us. Of Pooper, Scooper, Super Troopers into the mid-tier. Maybe the next grand final, season 28.
Maybe.
Nah, we're going to be in the next final, 100%. We're going to win mid next season.
How about LAN? Is anybody going to be turning up to LAN at all?
I want to go LAN, but I want to go on like just because I live kind of local, like an hour on train. I just want to go on Saturday, just one of the days.
Oh yeah, just go say hi to people.
Yeah, just literally watch the knockouts or something. So I might try go on the Saturday. So yeah, I probably will. Yeah, I don't know about anyone else on my team though.
All right. Well, have you got any questions for us at all?
Or
no, have you blacked out?
No, I did my yeah, boy. That was all I wanted to do.
All right. Well, I usually have some other questions kind of for the other team, but I'm not sure if the Italians were. If they know a lick of English, actually, but...
Pretty sure they do.
Alright.
But I think that team died after that game.
Well,
like...
I think they were kind of struggling to make it happen from what I could see from the match page. But it was very nice of them to kind of scramble a team together to have a game played tonight. But yeah, I think I'm all out of questions, and if was all out of questions, I'm going to treat you both to... a nice little shout out to anyone out there. The mic is yours, guys. This is your moment. Don't waste it. Is there any special people out there you want to shout out to? Broly, let's start with you.
I shout out to my team for carrying me. Shout out to Bet on 2 for being really good. Shout out to Hugo, Unrav, Ringo Black. Everyone in the fucking Ringo circle jerk. Oops. That was a swear, I'm sorry. But
Alright.
Oh yeah, and shout out to Divine and his guinea pig. And Doom Team.
Alright, glossing over Gem, we'll go to the big boy, Nas.
Yeah, shout out to you guys for making this happen, you know, the casters. Of course, Gem on production. You know, the viewers, shout out them as well. Shout out to my brother Trigger. Yeah, man, just shout out to you guys.
Very nice. Nobody shouts out to the casters anymore. Well, have you got any special people out there, or are you just going to plug your stuff? Nope, he's dead. He's blacked out.
No,
He's working on his boy.
What is it that was said to me?
Do you want to do a shout out?
Do
or
I want to do a
plug of some
shout out?
kind?
Shout out to my fiance who's just come in. And that's it. I love you, honey.
I too will shout out Mrs. War as well. Well, soon to be Mrs. War. When's the wedding, buddy?
I think we said this last time. It's going to be never.
Keep delaying things.
Well, you can't delay what's not been set.
I hope you're not getting cold feet.
No, because we're not. Fucking shut up, all of you.
Alright.
And shout out to my AoE boys as well.
Very nice, very nice. Well, I'm going to give a shout out to the stream viewers at home. The whole reason we do this, I'm going to give a big shout out to Broly and Nas for joining me in the interview room. Very nice of you guys to join us, and shout out to Nas as well for kind of poking us, kind of motivating us to get this going. It's better than kind of
Yeah, man.
a TF2-less Tuesday night.
Yeah, man, it's a good game.
Good game indeed, and I'm going to give a biggest shout out to Gemm, the guy that kind of came in last second. I don't think I even changed the tweet, so he didn't even get the credit from it, but I'm going to give him the credit now for... oh, nice. Okay, he even changed that as well. He truly is a Wondrous production member. Alright, I think... oh yeah, maybe shout out to War as well. He was there. Alright,
Yeah.
let's wrap this up. You know the drill. YouTube, website, Twitter, Facebook, if you really want to. We've got it all. Punch in teamfortress.tv or teamfortress.tv. I've been TurboTabs. With me has been WARHURYEAH, again, Broly and Nas Boy joining us on the interview. Gemm was our production, and you were our viewers. Thank you for watching. See you next time.